All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom, y'all. All shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but the Spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, and shalom to the real sisters out there. You know, I was meditating on the history of our people, you know, basically, the history of our people, you know, and how it's been hidden from us and shit. And I was meditating on that, you know. We do a lot of like lives on prophecy and shit. We, you know, also, you know, the history of our people, you know, just shows who our people is, man. Like, basically, I was doing meditating on our history and how Esau are hidden and shit. Our people are scattered among the nations and shit. Our people are Spartans and shit. The Spartans were the Lacedaemonians, so-called black people. Lacedaemonians who were Jakes, man. I know the Bible shows you this, man. Smaller set. Spartan is a smaller set of Lacedaemonians, bro. Yep. Spartan, yes, according to this site, Spartan is a smaller set of Lacedaemonian, yo. Spartans are the citizens of that city of the hoplite class, if I'm not mistaken, whereas, reading this post right here, whereas Lacedaemonians are all other peoples of the region of the Spartan control. Some Spartans were Spartiates, basically the officer class. Okay, so Spartans was Lacedaemonians. Spartans became known as Lacedaemon during Byzantine times and had its own metropolis and moved in early 1200s on the mountain slopes above it to be called Mitras. Mitras ended up to be the last Byzantine capital. The place of Helos and the Otelos still survive today with the same names, man. And with the view that Spartans preferred the general term Lacedaemonian more, hence the L on their shield, or the known. They had an L on their shield, man. Yeah, they have a lambda symbol on them. Their Lacedaemon. Lacedaemon was an ancient name for the city. And we get Lacedaemonians KJV. 1 Maccabees 12:21. It is found in writing that the Lacedaemonians and Jews are brethren, and they are of the stock of Abraham. Yep. And Esau would never call themselves brethren of Jacob, man. Because Esau hate Jacob. He have that perpetual hatred, man. Verse 22. Now therefore, since this is come to our knowledge, you shall do well to write unto us of your prosperity. Verse 23, we do right back against you that our cattle and goods, your cattle and goods are ours, and ours are yours. See, they would never do that for Edomites, man. The Edomites, they try to make the Edomites was not looked at the same way, man. And ours are yours. We do command, therefore, our ambassadors to make report to you and to the wise, man. Yeah, because they learn from the law, man. I mean, they learned from the history that Edomite, hey, they had all the records, you know. Obadiah prophesying that the Edomites was through, man. So they wasn't talking about Edomites, man. They was talking about Israelites, man. Yeah, yeah, they was talking about the Israelites, man. They was talking, yeah, they was talking about Israelites. You know, it shows you, you know, even before the Jews was Hellenized, you had Jakes that were already in Greece, like the Lacedaemonians, already Gentiles, you know, estranged from the covenant, man. Estranged from the covenant. Ephesians 2 and 12. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ephesians 2 and 12. Hold on, let me get it. This part of our history that's covered up, man, showing that our people are the people of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And they're just they're covering that up, you know, making sure we don't know that basically they're doing the most to cover that up. And Ephesians 2 and 12, let me get that. That at the time you're without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without power in the world. Yep. Gentiles in the flesh, verse 11, right? That's the verse before. That's the verse before. Wherefore remember uh, that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. Yep. Basically the speckled birds, the ones who were called Gentiles, non-Israelites, but they were Israelites. They were actually Israelites. John, history of our people scattered among the heathen. Will he go to the Gentiles? To the dispersed, to the Gentiles. John 7 and 30 and 35. Let me get that. John 7 and 35. Hold on, I can get back to the page where I have the live open. It's like, John 7 and 35. Then said the Jews, well, verse 34, verse 33, then said Yahushai unto them, ye of a little while, because his name is Yahushai, meaning he saves. Ye of a little while am I with you, and then I go unto them that sent me. Salakio, Salakio. Ye shall seek me, and shall not find me. And where I am, thither ye cannot come. Verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go to the dispersed among the Gentiles, or Greeks, it says in the notes, and teach the Gentiles? Spartans are known as Greeks, man. Spartans are known as Greeks, but they're really Lacedaemonians. They come from Israelites, man. Israelites. Children of Abraham, brothers of the Jews, man. They were Israelites. The Spartans, Israelites who halted the Persian Empire, because the Persian Empire was not supposed to go that far, man. King Leonidas. Many readers have no doubt seen the movie 300, starring Gerard Butler, which was released a number of years ago. It tells the inspiring story of King Leonidas of Sparta, who led 300 of his Spartan warriors to the pass at Thermopylae circa 480 BC to block the path of the immense Persian army under Xerxes that was descending upon Greece. Their noble sacrifice in the battle of Thermopylae inspired all of Greece and bought time for the various city-states to organize a resistance to the Persian invasion. The aforementioned movie is drenched in graphic and bloody conflict, combat scenes, and is outlandish at times, especially in his portrayal of Xerxes. But the self-sacrifice of them, they portrayed them all so-called white people when they wasn't. But the self-sacrifice of the martial Spartan detachment inspires people still today. The movie also was laughably inaccurate in its portrayal of the Spartan warriors, who were presented as soldiers who went to war with appropriate armaments but dressed in only capes and leather loincloths. There was an earlier movie, The 300 Spartans, released in 80s. And why they portray them that way, man? These jakes, man. The 300 Spartans, released in 1961, starring Richard Egan, which told the same story, but it showed the Spartans dressed and armored in a much more realistic manner. However, it dated to a time when Hollywood presented war movies in a very sanitized way, where the battle scenes were shown with very little blood being shown as their excuse. In both my books, available at the homepage of this website, Steve Mullins, mcollins.com, about the Spartans, right? Spartan Israelites. Available at the homepage of this website. In an article, I make the case that the Spartan warriors were Israelites. He says from the Israelite tribe of Simeon. Some of them could have been, but it's from different tribes, which, like the Spartans, were known for being warlike and ruthless. According to the book of First Maccabees, a Spartan king acknowledged in the letter to the Jewish, Jewish means like a Jew pertaining to. They were actually Judites. The Jews in the land was back then was the actual Jews. It was not 1948ers. The Judite, that's why I hate that term. The Judite high priest, that the Judites and the Spartans were kinsmen. A Spartan king. According to the first book of the book of First Maccabees, a Spartan king acknowledged in a letter to the Judite high priest that the Judites and Spartans were kinsmen and fellow descendants of Abraham. If so, where is the historic connection between the two groups of people? The Bible actually does offer a solid historical context where the Spartans could have been originated from a group of Israelites that branched off from the rest of the Israelite tribes, which means you probably had Northern Kingdom among them as well, man. Probably had Simeonites among them as well. I could see that. Reubenites and shit as well, unstable. Benjamites, all those tribes, man. In the book of Numbers, there are two separate censuses taken out of the Israelite tribes when they left Egypt. The first is in Numbers 1, and the second is in Numbers 26. The second census indicates that the majority of the Simeonite, I don't know about this, of the Simeonite tribe of Simeon left the Israelite encampment. So they're saying this from this. But you had different Israelite settlements in the Mediterranean after King Solomon. That could have been one of them. In the case that a majority of the tribe of Simeon left the Israelite encampment right after Chief Simeonite princess was executed by Prince like it was executed by Levite Phinehas, verse 29. The context argues that Moses saw that so many people had left the Israelite encampment at that time that he decided to call for a second census on how many had departed from the various tribes, man. I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Let me see. It's like let me see if it's biblical though. You always gotta verify it using the Bible, man. Pendejas. Let me see. Numbers 31, 7 and 18. Let me see. And therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that had no man by lying with them. Verse 18, but all the women, children, showing you that once a man lies with you, you are his woman. Like you are his woman. That's why, why would Moses do that if it wasn't true, man? Verse 18, but all the women, children, They have not known a man by lying with him. Keep alive for yourselves, yo. Verse 13, and Moses and Eleazar. Verse 12, and they brought the calf. Verse 9, and the children of Israel took. Verse, okay, let me get to verse 6. And Moses, just the backstory, and Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war with the holy instruments and trumpets to blow in his land, in his hands, Lakia. Verse 7, and they warred against the Midianites, as Yahweh commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. Verse 8, and they slew the kings of Midian, besides the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rakim, and Sur and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also the son of Beor they slew with the sword. Verse 9, and the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones took the spoil of their cattle and their flocks and all their goods. Verse 10, and they burnt all the cities wherein they dwelt, and all the goodly castles with fire. Verse 11, and they took all the spoils and all the prey, both of men and beasts. Verse 12, and they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priests, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp of the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. Verse 13, Salaku. It's verse 13. And Moses and Eleazar the priests and all the princes of the congregation went forward to meet them without the camp. Verse 14, and Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. Verse, verse 5, and Moses said unto them, have you saved all the women alive? Verse 6, behold, they caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against Yahweh in the matter of Peor, and there was a plague among the congregation of Yahweh. Verse 17, now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that had no man by lying with him. Verse 18, for all the women and children that have not known man by lying with them, keep alive for yourselves, because they was not no man's woman. They was the virgins. Verse 19, and do ye, like in the literal sense, and do ye abide without the camp, because two ways, a virgin in the Bible, in the New Testament especially, can mean that or can mean a young woman. And ye abide without the camp 7 days, whosoever had killed any person, and whosoever had touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. And also, you have to think of this, the women that ain't no man, they probably was young, man. Because in those times, those times it was considered a shame to not be with the man and shit. Verse 19, and ye abide without the camp 7 days, where whosoever had killed any person, and whosoever had touched any slain, purify yourselves, both yourself and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. Verse 20, and purify your raiment, all that is made of skins, and all works of coarse hair, and all things made of wood. Hold on. They say that some of the Simeonites was dead. I don't know about that, so I'm looking. Let me pause this argument.